I'm really a fan of all the work that you've done.
Oh, thank you.
I was wondering if I could grab your autograph.
Oh, you're so kind. Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Do you mind signing this?
No.
This is one of your tweets. It said, Obama did it, Hillary did it, Schiff did it, Comey did it, Holder did it. And then it says death to traitors on there. And I thought that was a great tweet. Do you mind signing it for me?
Sorry, yeah, I do mind signing it for you.
Oh, would you mind
but
just...
Nice to meet you.
Well, why won't you sign it? This is your tweet, right?
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Michele Morrow. Let's talk about this woman who thinks she's some kind of hero, a freedom fighter behind a keyboard.
Will you sign this other one where you said...
Exactly.
Will you sign this other one about killing Obama on pay-per-view?
The event's over.
Event's over here. Will you sign the tweet where you said a firing squad for Obama, a pay-per-view death? Michelle, will you sign it? All right, well, she tweeted it, that she wanted Obama to be killed by a firing squad on pay-per-view, but she wouldn't sign the tweet, so...
Michele Morrow, who publicly called for the execution of a former president, thought she was about to be admired. The second reality hits her in the face. When she realizes she's being confronted about her actual words, her entire demeanor changes, and she bolts.
Will you sign this other one where you said...
Exactly.
Will you sign this other one about killing Obama on pay-per-view?
This is not just some politician being confronted by a hard-hitting journalist. No, she's running from Jason Selvig, a guy who's just trying to get her to sign a piece of paper with her own damn words on it. And she can't handle it. It's pathetic, it's cowardly, and it's a perfect example of the spinelessness we're seeing from the MAGA wing that Trump has unleashed. Michele Morrow is a symptom of a larger disease that's been festering in the Republican Party ever since Donald Trump brought his brand of alternative facts into the mainstream. These people live behind their screens, spouting the most disgusting, hateful things, convinced they're invincible. They think that they can get away with it because they're protected behind a keyboard or the comfort of their SUV, just like a road rager who cuts someone off, flips the bird, and speeds away, thinking that they've won. But here's the thing, when that same jerk gets pulled over or lands in a ditch, we all cheer, right? There's a satisfaction in seeing justice served. And that's what we all should be feeling right now when we watch people like Morrow get confronted with their own garbage.
Will you sign the tweet where you said a firing squad for Obama, a pay-per-view death? Michelle, will you sign it? All right, well, she tweeted it, that she wanted Obama to be killed by a firing squad on pay-per-view, but she wouldn't sign the tweet, so...
Let's break this down further. Morrow, who's running for North Carolina Superintendent of Public Instruction, has called for Barack Obama to be executed by a firing squad. She has pushed QAnon conspiracy theories, claiming that teachers are groomers and that the LGBTQ+ community is full of pedophiles. And yet, when a comedian asks her to sign her own tweet, her own words, she runs for the hills. The same woman who's happy to make violent threats behind her computer suddenly has nothing to say when confronted in real life. That tells you everything that you need to know about people like her. This is what Donald Trump's alternative facts reality has created. A bunch of cowards who talk big online but can't handle the simplest confrontation in person. And let's be real, it wasn't like Selvig came at her with fire and brimstone. He simply asked her to autograph the words she's already put out into the world. Now, notice how Morrow's first response wasn't to address the content of her tweets, wasn't to explain why she's calling for people to be executed. Her first response was to ask, "Who are you working for?" Like only a paid opponent could possibly challenge her disgusting rhetoric. No, Michelle, you don't have to be paid to call out bigotry and hate. Regular, everyday people are more than willing to confront you on your BS, and they don't need a paycheck to do it. And here's the deeper issue. This is what people like Morrow represent. They hide behind their online personas, attacking marginalized communities, stirring up conspiracy theories, and pretending that they're some sort of brave truth tellers. But the second they're confronted with their own words, they crumble. They have no spine, no backbone. And when that veil of anonymity is lifted, they show their true selves, scared, weak, and completely incapable of standing by the filth that they spread. And this, folks, is the toxic legacy of Donald Trump. He's emboldened this type of behavior. He's made it okay for people like Michele Morrow to crawl out from under their rock, shout the most hateful things they can think of, and then run away when someone holds up a mirror. It's like Trump gave them all a hall pass for hate speech. Morrow isn't some fringe figure either. She's a nominee to run North Carolina's public schools. Let that sink in. This woman who calls for a firing squad for a former president who spreads vile lies about teachers and the LGBTQ community wants to be in charge of educating the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's terrifying. Even Mitch McConnell, who spent his entire career enabling the rise of this madness, is now calling out the MAGA movement, saying it's completely wrong.
GOP Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has some harsh words for his party under Donald Trump. In an upcoming biography by the Associated Press's Michael Tackett, McConnell says the, quote, MAGA movement is completely wrong.
He calls Trump at one point a sleazeball, a narcissist. He said not very smart, called him nasty, and just about every quality you would not want somebody to have. But he has endorsed Donald Trump, of course, and his office was asked about why he said this or any comment about his comments. He said, whatever I may have said about President Trump pales in comparison to what J.D. Vance, Lindsey Graham, and others have said about him, but we are all on the same team.
He's out there saying that Ronald Reagan wouldn't even recognize today's Republican Party. When the old guard of the GOP is out here condemning the same people that they once enabled, you know things have gone off the rails. And look, I'm not giving McConnell a pass here. Let's not forget, he played a massive role in letting Donald Trump's rise to power. But when someone like McConnell, who's been the face of the Republican establishment for decades, says that the MAGA wing is toxic, you better believe that it's gone way too far. And if we don't confront them, if we don't hold them accountable, they're going to keep getting away with it. That's what's at stake here. It's not just about calling out one person's cowardice, though watching Morrow run from a comedian is definitely satisfying. It's about standing up to this entire movement, a movement that's rooted in lies, fear, and hate. In closing, yeah, Michele Morrow, you can keep running, but you can't hide. Your words are out there, and the rest of us, the people who believe in decency, in truth, in democracy, are going to keep holding you and your kind accountable. You don't get to spew hatred, call for violence, and then just walk away when someone asks you to own it. Not anymore, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.